If oil drops to, is it 20? Can you go to 20?
Man.
If oil goes to 20, you have no access to dollars. You are in soup, regardless of where you are in this country.
Doomsday.
Nigeria is a dollarized economy, is it not?
Dollarized.
Dollarized.
Last everything is
Central
dollar.
bank will constrict your access to dollars. You cannot go overseas. You can't travel. You can't do nothing. I'm going extra negative.
Nothing.
God, I think I'm going to buy it today. I'm going to buy like 1 or 2K. I'm gonna hide it somewhere. The only thing is it can't earn interest. That's the only problem.
So the best thing is to buy Euro bonds.
Yeah, people are selling Euro bonds
Euro
now.
bond.
But even with the Euro bonds, okay,
Even the
because that means if
like,
people start, but then will our rating not be affected? Will that not be affected by our rating? If people get afraid that Nigeria's rating is going down and we're more
it's
risky.
going to affect Euro
Yes,
Euro
if they
bonds.
exit the Euro bond, Abi,
Yeah.
the price will drop and the yield will
Price
go up.
if they sell off, the price will go up and usually go down.
No, if they sell off, price will go down now.
If they sell, sorry, price will go down.
Yeah,
rather.
yeah, and then yield will go
and
up.
usually go up.
My own is that Russia cannot flex for too long. They have to chill after like 1 month.
Ready?
Just do it.
Solutions you can depend on.
It is time to talk business, and you know, Rotus means business. In
Hey, hey.
Dollar prices.
We are in
Crude
it
oil
today.
prices.
We are in for it, man.
All right.
Serious, man.
Send messages on WhatsApp 0809 444 0981. On Twitter, we at Smooth981FM. The hashtag is Business Express 981.
Thank you, sir. Emmanuel from Adeleke of ARM.
Good
joins me
morning.
today. Good morning, Emmanuel. Emmanuel,
Yeah, man.
I would love to be a fly on the wall of Godwin Emefele's office or his bedroom, right? Okay, maybe not his bedroom. That's creepy. But his office when he gets into the central bank headquarters today in Abuja. Emmanuel, where are oil prices right now? Please tell our listeners.
As well as that's now, oil price is at $32.36.
Lagos,
$32
$32
per
oil.
barrel.
32.
$32 per barrel.
$32 per barrel.
And our benchmark
Serious
was
times.
$57.
Serious times.
Emmanuel, how did we?
Serious times.
Hey,
right?
God. We started from Friday, Abi.
As at Friday, it was about 45.
45 on Friday. Within over the weekend.
Over the weekend, about 30% down.
Okay, so how did we? I don't know how anybody is now aware of this, but for those who are wondering how we got here,
Okay.
how did we get here?
So it all started with the coronavirus. We know China makes up the largest demand for global oil. So with the coronavirus that started at the early part of this year, it impacted on our demand for oil. So that just saw the price that declined to almost about $45 at Friday. So I think Thursday, Friday, the OPEC plus, that's the OPEC countries with the other countries like Russia, they met and there was a talks of doing an additional 1.5 million barrels per day additional production cuts, and that was actually meant to just reduce the supply of oil in the markets. So the idea of oil prices is that when you have more supply in the market compared to demand, oil prices will go lower.
Yes.
But if the demand is more than supply, price will go higher. So the idea for the OPEC Plus was trying to do was that they wanted to cut the supply of oil by 1.5 million barrels per day. 1.5 million barrels a day. That was just to reduce the supply.
Yes.
Before now, they've been having several production cuts even before now. So this was just an additional in the light of the recent coronavirus.
Yes.
However, and unfortunately, Russia didn't agree to the production cuts. And that was just like a big blow to Saudi Arabia.
That was the big news.
That was the biggest thing. So before I even come there,
yes.
So basically, just to give a reason why Russia didn't agree. Personally, what I believe was that Russia was looking at the U.S. shale oil. The U.S. shale oil guys, they've been increasing their own production drastically, significantly, at the expense of the OPEC Plus. Not just that, even the U.S. even has some restriction or so on some of our Russia oil companies.
Right.
So Russia just considered all this for me to gain. I'm cutting production at the expense of U.S. shale guys, and yet the U.S. is even still restricting my oil companies.
Right.
So they just backed that out of the 1.5 million barrels per day. Saudi Arabia,
They
they,
just
they just went out. They went it all out. They mentioned that they were going to be discounting their oil price. The amount they sell their own oil. In fact, they also threatened on increasing their oil production.
production.
So
Yeah.
just within Friday and today, we saw that news alone just saw oil price tank. Oil price declined by almost 30%, almost about 30% or so, about $32 per barrel. So that now our oil price is at $32 per barrel, and that's the lowest we've seen with us in the last oil crash that we had in. Was it? I think the lowest we've seen in 2016 or
Yes,
so.
2016, correct,
Yeah.
correct. So, okay, let's. You say you use the proverb, or is it the idiom that when two elephants are fighting,
So it's the grass.
the grass suffers. So let's start with the elephants first.
So
What's the impact on the elephants?
So the elephants obviously are Saudi Arabia, Russia, and just the chill old guys. So for Saudi Arabia's, even for I think is on the long run, there's definitely not going to be favorable for the three guys. For Russia, their budget break even oil prices at about 44, less than 45 or so, less than $45 per barrel.
Okay.
Even for Saudi Arabia, despite the fact that Saudi Arabia they've been trying to diversify their non-oil sector, they're trying to diversify into their non-oil sector. Yet the oil sector still makes a lot part of their revenues. So definitely this oil price crash will definitely also impact them. For the even as at Friday was now.
Yeah.
And last time I checked down, the Saudi Aramco
the oil
market cap,
company, yes.
in terms of absolute value, has declined by almost $400 billion due to the oil price decline.
Right.
Same thing for the US shale guys. Even at $50 per barrel, the US shale guys they've been facing pressure due to the fact that the cost of producing their own oil is quite higher compared to the normal crude oil that we use. So I think the lowest break even oil price that you can see typically for a shale oil should be at about $40. Typically the range is about 45 average of $45 per barrel or so. So with oil price lower than that now, it's definitely a big blow to them. Some of them might even have to just so most of the smaller guys actually, some of them might even have to just fix their production for the interim. So all in all, for the elephants, it's going to be a big devastation to most of to them. Then going to the grasses.
Who is the grass?
The grasses are obviously guys like Nigeria that are very overly dependent on our oil revenue. Nigeria is quite dependent on oil revenue.
Oh, Angola too, have you?
Angola is also very dependent on oil revenue.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be a big blow for us. First of all, looking at it in terms of the fiscal angle, that's even as at even as last week before oil price even touched $32, the finance minister had mentioned that they were looking at revising the budget benchmark, which was set at $7 per barrel.
Right.
But now at $32 per barrel, we're just waiting to see oil price. The oil price, if the finance minister might want to revise the oil price too. But definitely with oil price lower, all we're going to see is we're going to be seeing more fiscal deficit for the country. Then going over to our currency, which is going to be going over to the currency, which is very big.
What did our dear CBN governor say when they asked him I think he went on a road show?
Was saying that as long as reserve is 30 billion and oil price is like $50 per barrel, they're fine. They don't look at the value of the currency. So as at I think last week I did some scenario analysis.
Okay.
To look at what prices might be favorable. Excuse me.
Okay.
What price might be exactly at what points will oil price go so low for the CBN to just for the CBN to back out. So from what I was looking at, with $50 per barrel and current outflows still remaining at the same levels, our reserves might still close the year at $30 billion, and that's even excluding a possible Eurobond issuance. So at $50 we look to be fine.
That's at $50.
$50.
Okay.
We go lower to $45, that's about $28 billion. Again, that's also excluding our Eurobond issuance. So I've done for about 32 as for 32 now. It's definitely going to be far lower than that, even by the time you even include Eurobond issuance. Or still want to see how oil price will still trend in the coming months. But should oil price continue like this for the next 3, 4, 5 months, it's going to be a big blow in terms of our oil inflows.
Mm.
And first thing that I expect CBN to do is just to increase the OMO rates, just to keep the foreign guys, also to keep the foreign guys attracted.
Emmanuel, wait. I'm going to have to ask you questions on this Omo rate. Let me read some messages first.
Yeah.
Frank says, "Good morning, guys. Can the Minister of Petroleum address us in this matter? I'm tired of hearing from the CBN Governor of Agriculture and Oil Sector." This is from Frank. Yinka says, "See, they will reach an agreement eventually because the shale oil is not financially sustainable. Spoke to an inside man in one of the IOCs, and he confirmed that some IOCs invested in the shale oil, yes, and they made significant losses. So I feel they will try and reach an agreement eventually because even Saudi and Russia can't produce the entire crude oil to fuel the world. My anger is if no one in Abuja anticipated this. Says a lot about the guys in our budget office and CBN." That's from Yinka. Let's see now. I think we have a message. Shola was asking for the cost of production for Nigeria. I think I was looked at the last data I showed. Nigeria's marginal cost of production per 2014. I showed deep water it's $30, and then onshore is 15. Onshore is the more shallow region. Yeah. Gbenga Kamo, $32 for a barrel of oil. Ruto, someone should wake up the politicians. Are they still buying those cars for National Assembly? Let's see now. Damilola from Aja. Rutos and Emmanuel, this oil price is a disaster for Nigeria. It's time government develops other resources we have and stop diverting funds. Who else? We have here. What's your? You can add your name to your messages. Good morning, Rotus and Emmanuel. Oil at $32. We are back to where we were 4 years ago, and nothing has been done to salvage our economy from shocks like this. Now we are back to prayer. The Kremlin and the Arabian, until the Kremlin and the Arabians reach a consensus. Let's see. Okay, Abiodun, that's who this message is from. Okay. The rate. There's so much to talk about too. The raising of the. Why do you think they have to raise Omo rates? I mean,
so
okay.
The CBN gets FX inflows.
Yes.
From the foreign guys when they buy into Omo, when they buy into a Homo. So even as of now, the foreign guys, that's the FBI guys, they hold the largest proportion of the outstanding Omo bills. So if you want to get more dollar inflows, or more dollar inflows, you definitely have to make it attractive enough for these guys. Like, what's the incentive for a foreign guy?
Right.
We have the risk, oil price risk, the coronavirus, everything. So the best thing, the typical thing for CBN will have to do is just increase the high carbon rates first, just to keep foreign guys
happy.
Then after that, they can now start looking at other administrative tools. Might start making some restrictions in buying in getting and accessing dollars for different
dollar rationing.
Exactly. So
but what about the cost of Omo? I mean, it's costing
the cost is there. In fact, that was the reason why they had to exclude the non-banks, the PFAs from accessing Omos, because from accessing Omos, the PFAs were not giving them dollar, and yet they were getting a lot of expenses in terms of meeting up, paying back this Omo. Fine, the cost is there, but that's the cost the CBN is just using in terms of managing our currency.
Right.
So it's just a cost of managing our currency.
That's still their number one.
Yeah, and that's the number one. That's the number one focus. Anything should happen, currency is the number one focus for the CBN, just to make the currency stable.
Speaking of currency, quick message here from Ibrahim. No Nigerian will forget today's date in a hurry. We've been resisting devaluing the naira in the last 30 months. Who would have thought that an ordinary flu would humble us? Rapidly falling prices, falling demand, and suboptimal production level. I don't envy the president and finance minister right now, man. It's tough, man. It is tough. Okay, another from Isaac here. He said devaluation may happen. So but you don't think devaluation happen? Look at CBN to their last breath. They will fight this devaluation thing, come what may.
To their last breath, they would have utilized every possible administrative tool before they would now say, okay, let us devalue. So.
But then he said that oil has to touch $30.
He mentioned $50. Later on, during another conference or meeting outside, I had about $45 per barrel.
So this is below the two.
This is not even below 45. So.
Okay, but thank you. So you also were talking downstairs. Okay, let's share with our listeners. You talked about Libya. I totally forgot about Libya.
So
let's mention Libya.
Exactly. So that's why I mentioned already that Saudi Arabia haven't threatened to increase oil production.
Yes.
This is not even factoring a possible inclusion of Libya. So for a while, Libya they've been out of production due to the conflict that's been raging in the country.
Right, their civil war.
Yeah, the
thing,
civil war. So, but now I think there's been some ceasefires and agreement talks among the different parties. So in the coming few months or few weeks or so, we're looking at seeing about 1 million barrel per day
Extra
from Libya coming into the
into
market.
supply.
So that is also hitting the supply market, which is definitely negative for oil price.
Oh, wow.
So the pressures are quite evident in all angles.
Okay, more
And,
messages. Yeah.
And then looking at how soon
How long can this go on?
exactly. For me, I don't think the Russia might want to just back out so quick because that would make them look weak. Exactly.
Yeah.
That would make them look so weak. So personally, I see this thing. I see this look going on for the next about 2 months or so.
2 months
before they come back again and sit together and have a meaningful discussion.
Wow. Okay, because yeah, another thing, it's been said, and this is a lesson for us, even though Russia's break-even price is $42 a barrel.
Yeah.
I heard they've been
so
saving,
Russia in terms of their reserves, their fresh reserves, so
they have like billions.
They have billion. Aside that, so their non-oil sector is also a very big one, which contributes a very large portion to their revenue. So
they can hold out.
Yeah, so they can hold out. But at the long run, it's still not beneficial for them. Also,
yeah,
at the long run.
So they have to come to an agreement. Just hope they do it quickly. Moses says, what impact will this have on the stock market? Stock market dropped on Friday, Abi, and while possibly looking at, I mean, it might be bearish this week. Or what do you think?
It's mostly based on sentiment. Looking at sentiments, might be a very negative sentiment for the market this week. For the market, it's going to definitely be a negative sentiment for the market this week.
This is something.
Looking at global, I think global market, I saw USD now at 0.45%.
Right, the
US 10-year
yield. Yes. So that means people are rushing there now out of global
exactly. Foreign rates are leaving emerging markets. All of them, they are going into the riskless assets. Likes of they're buying the US Treasury bonds. They're buying gold. Gold has touched about $1,700
for gold.
So it's just a massive flight into safety.
Fascinating times. Okay, Yinka again. Wrote to Emmanuel, when I told you $35 to $40 was feasible for our budget, you thought I was messing around, Abi. When they reach that agreement, oil will probably settle for around $50, which is still lower than our benchmark. Now we're going to take loans to fix roads and all. Yet some are praising them, and NAS is agreeing with them. Okay, that's that $22 billion. That's even another topic we haven't even touched on. I want to ask if those roads will be tolled. Don't worry, summer is around the corner, the flu will go, but oil price will not remain the same. This is according to Yinka. Hi Rotus, don't forget Italy announced that they are shutting down their northern region of the country with a population of, okay, it says 60 million. I think it's 16 actually. Yeah, it's 16. Who's this number from? You didn't put your name, but a population of 60 million, but it's actually 16 due to the coronavirus, which would further reduce outputs and reduce. Okay, James, this is from James. Thank you for that, James. Oh boy, Valentine, air traffic control. How much? 30 seconds. Oh gosh, and we have so many more messages. Olutayo, let me finish with this here. With the low oil price trend not lead to a recession, and will stocks not be dumped due to panic? Okay, we have to end there. There's been talk now of a global recession possibly happening, but I think things will have to be. Emmanuel, what do you think? Things will have to get really worse for an extended period of time.
It's going to be for an extended period of time. So already we saw the US Fed did an emergency 50 bips cut for their Fed rates last week. Yeah. So different central banks and government, they will be coming up with.
Thank you. Different central banks around the world have been reacting. What are they going to do today? I'm going to hear from the central. Somebody already sent a message saying they want to hear from the minister. They have to put their statement out today. Manuel from ARM, thank you so much for joining us. So look, we didn't even finish. The Access Bank results is outstanding. All these things we didn't talk about. But thank you so much, Emmanuel from ARM, for joining us. Thank you all for your messages. Lagos, we are in it. So thanks for your messages, and we'll see you tomorrow. We'll keep monitoring things and see how they go.
Brought to you by EnterSwitch.